Hey, what's going on, Team 219? How you guys doing? I hope you're safe. I hope you're healthy. Hope you're ready for another great math lesson here. So, we are currently on lesson 10.9. That can be found on page 423 of your Go Math textbook, the thick book. I think that you guys are going to be happy about today's lesson because we are going to start reverting back to some things that you learned in kindergarten, first, and second grade. So as you guys can see here, I made a kind of sketch of some of the things that we learned here. So let's take a look at the symbols up top. All right, what do you notice about those symbols? We have an addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division sign. All right, I want you guys to think about that as we start moving into today's lesson. These are all different aspects of math that you have already learned before, okay? And some of you guys have become masters, especially at multiplication and division this year. Addition and subtraction was more first and second grade, but again, you're gonna have to utilize some of those skills in today's lesson. So, the learning target for today is I can use models to solve liquid volume and mass problems. So I want you to think about the second half of chapter 10. And what did we learn about? We learned about liquid volume and mass. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to start reading some word problems, and you are going to have to decide whether or not you have to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. So that's where it can become difficult, because you may read a word problem and you may go, "Oh, that was an addition problem," and you may get all the addition right, but the question may have been a subtraction problem. So that's how we're going to really try to help each other out in today's lesson, so we can determine exactly what property you're supposed to use. So let's take a look at, we're going to skip the unlock your problem. You know how Mr. White does that sometimes, right? I usually skip over some things that I don't think are as important as others. So we're going to skip over the unlock your problem on page 423. And what I want you guys to do is I want you to look at the try this. It's at the bottom of page 423. And what we're going to do is, hopefully you're there now. If not, please pause the video and get your book open to there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read, and then you guys are going to read along with me. It says, Raul's fish tank contains 32 liters of water. He empties it with a bucket that holds 4 liters of water. How many times will Raul have to fill the bucket? Okay, so I'm going to help you draw a model. I'm going to show you my model here in a second on my whiteboard. But before we do that, what is the first thing I always say to you guys? Underline the important parts. So right now, you should be identifying what are the important parts of this particular problem. 1, in the first sentence, it says 32 liters. So the first thing I'm thinking is, all right, liters, what does that mean? Oh, right, liquid volume, because we've learned about that already. So liters means, how do you measure liquid volume? You measure in liters. How many are there total? There are 32 liters in this fish tank, in Raul's fish tank. But the second important thing we see is he empties it with a bucket that only holds 4 liters. So is he putting into the fish tank, or is he taking it out? He's taking it out. So what does that mean? That means I've just narrowed down. If I'm taking away and I'm not adding, that means we know it's not addition or multiplication. It has to be subtraction or division. But I want you to take a look here at the model I drew. Now, if there's 32 total and they're chunking it into groups of 4, if I do 32 minus 4, is that what's going to solve the problem for me? I don't think so. So what would be our last option? It would be division. So right now, I mean, I know some of you guys are such masters at division. You know 32 divided by 4 right off the bat. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you here with the model Because remember, is there only one way to solve a math problem? Absolutely not. So we're going to use the model, and hopefully it helps you out. All right? So we've identified the important parts of the problem. We've identified exactly what we are going to use. Are we using addition, multiplication, subtraction, or division? In this problem, we're going to be using division. So in the model, right now, what I'm going to do is I have to think, okay, do we remember back in the division, what's the big number called? The 32. Dividend, divisor, or quotient. Remember the trick I showed you? The dividend is the longest word, therefore, or the biggest word, therefore it's the biggest, okay, number. So 32 is our dividend, and then our divisor they give to us. Okay, our divisor is 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start breaking these. I'm going to incorporate addition into the problem as well. So as you can see here, they give you 4 liters on the top, 4 liters on the back end. So let's just do another 4. So what's 4 and 4 if you put them together? 8. Let's go another 4. What do we have there? 8 plus 4 is 12. Another 4. 12 plus 4 is 16. How about another 4? 20. How about another 4? 24. You get the point, right? We're just adding. We're doing simple addition. What's another 4? Right here. 28. Oh. Another 4. 28. And then to get to the very end is 32. So we see that we have 32 liters down here at the bottom, and we broke it into how many spots did we break it into? Now this is where you can find we know the dividend, we know the divisor. Let's see how many spots we have here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this in green, because that may help you a little bit. All we need to do is we need to count how many spots we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and finally 8. Wait a second. What is 32 divided by 4? You got it. It's 8. Now, I know a lot of you out there right now are like, Mr. White, I don't know why you did the model. I already knew that 32 divided by 4 was 8 right off the jump. That's fantastic. For some folks who didn't, you can use this model, okay? You can use this model in order to help you solve the problems. Always my question to you guys, is there only one way to solve a math problem? Absolutely not. So what's going to be your challenge today in today's lesson? Your challenge is going to be identifying what the problem is asking you. Is it asking you addition or multiplication? Or is it asking you subtraction or division? Some of the strategies that I've taught you before, if the problem is saying it's putting more in, then it's going to be addition or multiplication. If the problem is saying it's taking it out, then it's going to be subtraction or division. So that's how you can narrow down exactly what the question is asking you. So let's get back. It says Raul's fish tank contains 32 liters. They're taking it out 4 at a time, but the question was asking you how many times will Raul have to fill the bucket? And the answer is, not the answer, the quotient is 8. I hope this video helped you out. Now remember, this is just a try this problem. You're going to see addition, you're going to see multiplication, you're going to see subtraction, you're going to see division. If you have any questions, post it in our discussion, and then I can help you out with some of the different problems that you're going to see in the Sharon Show and the On Your Own. I hope you guys are staying safe. Remember all of our mantras. Put yourself in a position to succeed. Teamwork makes the dream work. A lot to be grateful for out there. Miss you guys. Hope you're staying healthy.